This video is sponsored by the Yellow Print Business Conference for videographers and photographers happening in July of 2022. We're going to deep dive into free resources like YouTube channels and blogs, books, online courses, masterminds, mentors, and other resources to help you take your hobby with a camera and turn it into a full-time job. So if that's something you're interested in doing, make sure to stick around to the end of this video and we're going to talk about all those things in great detail. Yo, what's going on guys? My name is Ryan Snod, it rhymes with odd, and welcome to another video. I've been on a bit of a hiatus here the last couple of months because in December I went full-time in my videography business and have been super swamped with projects. I think right now I'm working on 15 different projects, so things are kind of getting crazy. So thanks again for understanding and letting me explore some of that stuff and getting away from YouTube for a couple of months. But enough about me. In today's video, I'm really excited to share the 5 best resources to help you grow and start your videography business. I first started my journey when I was 20 years old and going to college, and there was not a lot of great resources out there to start the business side of learning things. However, there were plenty of people out there talking about which cameras to buy, camera settings, all the different stuff in terms of lighting and audio equipment. But in terms of taking these skills and turning it into a viable business that makes a profit that you can start doing full time, there weren't very many resources at the time. But now that this industry is becoming more thriving and there are a lot more people out there wanting to learn this stuff, there's a lot more resources out there to choose from. So I wanted to lay out all the different choices that you have so you know some of the best options out there and how you can fast track your success. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video is sponsored by the Yellow Print Business Conference coming up at the end of July here in 2022 in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been asked to be one of the keynote speakers at the event, and I'm super excited to share some of my insight and help other photographers and videographers take this hobby with a camera and turn it into a business. Now, some of the options we're going to cover today are free, some of them are paid, but I'm going to try to line them up in the order of value and cost and then go up from there. And let's get into it. 5 best resources to grow your videography business. YouTube and Google research. Now, the first resource that I recommend business owners look at are free resources online like blogs and YouTube videos. YouTube is such a great platform compared to what it was even 5 years ago. There are a ton of really helpful videos out there and helpful information to help people learn and grow a business from scratch. Now, the problem with YouTube is that a lot of really helpful information is out there, but it is scattered and really hard to find. So my biggest recommendation is find a reputable source or somebody that you know has done the things that they're actually talking about, so you're making sure you're getting very good information from a viable source. There are a lot of posers and pretenders out there that are flexing with Lamborghinis trying to get your attention so they can sell you something. So make sure that you're treading lightly and always have a little bit of skepticism when you're looking through people's videos. For all the people that follow my channel, I try to be as transparent as possible and share some of the things that I've actually been doing and have gotten me real results in real life rather than try to pretend to be somebody I'm not. Some of the YouTube channels I recommend you check out for the business side of things include Ryan Coral's Studio Sherpas. Great information there. He has a great podcast called Grow Your Video Business that you can listen to as well. Another one is Chris Dew with The Future, a great resource there. He's actually a graphic designer and owns a business that's all around logo design, but a lot of his business and sales tactics can apply to your situation, whether you're a photographer or videographer as well. Another one is Chris Howe. He also owns an agency up in Canada, has worked with like Corona, BMW, stuff like that. So again, reputable source. You can learn all the different business stuff around growing an agency model. And then of course you can also follow my channel here, Ryan Snod, on YouTube, and I try and share as many things as I can around the business side of owning a freelance business. So those are some great channels to get you started. The next resource would be books. Another option for you to learn about business is reading some business books. In 2021, I read over 20 business books and audiobooks, and it really helped me quite a bit to fully understand some different facets of the business that I never thought about. The funny thing is though, I've never actually read any business books about starting specifically a video production business. I read things on how to invest, how to run your accounting, sales, building online products, funnels, and a bunch of other great stuff like that. I'll make sure to put a link to my book list in the description box that you can check out for some of the book reviews that I've done so you can learn a little bit more and see which ones are interesting to you. Ironically enough, after that year of reading all those different things and realizing there was a hole in the market, I realized there was a need for a video marketing business book. So I'm actually in the process of manuscripting that out right now, and hopefully we'll have that written in the next couple of years if I ever get some free time to finish it up. Now, the pro of reading books is that they are free or cheap depending on how you read them. Fun fact, every public library across the country has free books and ebooks that you can rent out and check out completely for free. You just need a library card, which you can get just by going in there and telling them that you live in the area. So if you are paying for books or ordering them online, you can buy most of them on paperback or used for under $20 each. And then when you're finished reading them, you can resell those books back to a secondhand store like Chegg or We Buy Books or any of those other ones out there. So you can get access to high quality information for a very little amount of money by doing the book route. The biggest downside with this is the obvious one that most of us don't like reading books anymore, myself included. Book reading can be a big time commitment for some people, and last year I carved out about 45 minutes per day to read, which is really good for me, but not a lot of people have that time. Also with myself now being a new father, that time's completely gone by trying to take care of my kids, so there's no way I'm getting that time back. So if you're not a bookworm or you don't enjoy reading or you don't have a lot of free time, I wouldn't force yourself to read a bunch of business books because that can actually make you uninspired and make you less likely to do the things that you want to do, but it's definitely an option for people out there if that's the way that you like to learn, by reading and slowly digesting information. Online courses and masterminds. The next resource to explore when you're trying to grow your business is courses and masterminds. Online courses are do-it-yourself or learn at your own pace educational platforms that you can basically subscribe, watch videos, and read worksheets and checklists to learn things in chronological order. The best online courses always have some kind of transformation that you're trying to get at the end. So for example, my course, Solo Video Pro, teaches videographers how to start making money with their skill set and turn their passion with a camera into a profitable side business or full-time business. So that transformation's at the core of everything we learn. So make sure that your course is aligned with where you want to be with your goals. DIY courses are great for go-getters out there that actually want to take the information that they learn and put it to use. However, they are not very helpful if you're simply wanting to watch some videos and expect your business to just magically appear, grow, or things to change just by subscribing or buying the course itself. You have to take the information and put it to work for yourself. So be realistic with yourself and know what kind of personality that you are, and if you're not willing to put in that extra work as the business, maybe it's not for you, and maybe you want to explore more involved options where you have somebody that walks alongside you, which we'll talk about in a second, that's going to give you more accountability and help you along the way. For me, I'm definitely into the DIY go-getter type thing, so courses always work really well for me, but they're not for everybody. Online courses are relatively affordable for the value that you get, and these can range anywhere in cost from $500 to somewhere up in like $1,500 or $2,000 on a membership, depending on the topic that you're trying to learn, the transformation that you're paying for, and the impact that it'll have for income generation. That being said, there are some really cool courses out there for a couple $100 that you can learn a profitable skill set that's gonna make you thousands and thousands down the line, and it's a really good investment for you. Now, if you're wanting something more involved for an online approach than just a DIY course, there is the next option, which would be masterminds, which could be a good fit for you. A mastermind is basically a group of like-minded individuals that get together on a monthly, quarterly, or weekly basis and encourage, educate, and raise each other up for a common goal. In this situation, it would be other video business owners that get together, discuss common problems, and help each other to overcome them. So a video mastery group would be really well suited for you if you're looking for other videographers that are in your shoes and continue to climb in the exact same direction that you're going with your business. You can help other people with certain issues and they can help you, and you kind of collaborate as you work together to reach this common goal. My biggest downside of masterminds are if you're the most advanced person in the group, which does happen at some point, someone's gonna be the most advanced in their business, you're not gonna learn as much as the other people because you're usually teaching everyone else. If you find a mastermind where there are a lot of people that are either more years in business ahead of you, they're making more money, they're doing bigger, cooler projects out there, or they're more established in their business, that's the kind of group that you want to get into. It's a really good situation to be the lowest person on the totem pole in a mastermind because you're going to learn so much from the other people. Now, courses and masterminds are also great because they're usually done completely online, so you can tag into an online course or mastermind group from anywhere in the world. If your mentor or your course creator is in Atlanta and you live in LA, you can just do it online and it's really easy to do that. And some of the best insight from the experts come from anywhere in the globe, so it's not really dependent on your geographic location, which is really helpful. Biggest upside to courses, in my opinion, are that they're relatively affordable and you can watch them over and over on demand again. If you need things to stick more and that's how you learn is to watch over and over, you can do that. And it also helps because it puts everything in chronological order without any of the fluff. So you don't have to scour the internet for hours to find subpar information. It just puts everything in a great order. The biggest downside, obviously, is that it costs money to subscribe to an online course or mastermind. and it's not free, but for what you get, I think courses and masterminds are a really good option for people. The biggest pro of a mastermind is that you have a focused one-on-one time or small group session with like-minded people that they're all trying to achieve the same things that you are. So it's not as on your own as it is with other options. And this can really help rocket up your growth and help you troubleshoot things really fast that may have taken you weeks to do on your own to figure out. You can be in a mastermind group and figure it out in a couple hours and move past it and continue to grow faster and more efficiently. It also gives you a really good sense of camaraderie with a group of people that are doing the same thing that you're doing, so you don't feel as alone. Now, the biggest downside is that masterminds are typically thousands of dollars a year, depending on the level of the business that you're trying to get into and the industry. And they're usually more expensive, some of them being tens of thousands of dollars a year. The more that you pay, typically the more value that you get. And if you're in a really high level mastermind and it's a high ticket, the expectation is that you're gonna see the returns on the back end with your business by growing it faster and making more money that way. Live events and conferences. The next resource that I recommend for video business owners to look at are live conferences and events. Especially after COVID, these are making a really big comeback in the industry because a lot of people want that camaraderie and that sense of belonging to have a really hyper-focused learning session with a group of other people that pushes them forward. So it's a lot of great information and crammed into a couple-day session. Take it, learn it, and then go on with your day. These events are typically in warmer locations, being from Iowa, which is always nice to get somewhere warm and have a little mini vacation, whether it's in the East Coast, West Coast, or on the south side of the US. It's really nice to get away. But typically you have workshops, keynote speakers, and people on stage, and other people like that that are helping you understand more with the general stuff, more specific topics, depending on how deep you want to go on certain topics. So typically events and conferences will intermix keynote speakers with workshop speakers to teach you specific things and also general topics as well. There are not any professional associations with videography yet, but there are many business conferences out there that are starting to pop up that can help you grow your business and meet other people. Just in my personal circles, I've heard of quite a few videographers that I follow online that are putting out 1 or 2 day seminars or conferences at their studios, depending on the live in-person trainings that they have in the space that they have. So this is starting to become more and more popular in the industry. The biggest pros of going into a conference, number one, is the networking. Just meeting other people in the industry can help you find more people for crews, help you get more work, and help you connect with more lifelong colleagues in the industry. You can also get lucky and meet and get FaceTime with a high-profile videographer or filmmaker that you aspire to be like, and ask your pointed questions to them in real life, in real time. Some of these interactions you would never get the chance to do if you just cold emailed or cold DM'd somebody. You have to meet them at the conference to get their time. The other benefit is that you get this hyper speed learning curve in a couple of days, which could take a ton of notes while you're there, feverishly writing notes, getting recordings, whatnot, and apply it over the course of months in your business that you can look back on and learn in a really quick amount of time, and then play it out over the course of a couple months. I typically attend events for myself with a couple of goals in mind ahead of the time before I even go. Something like meeting a high-profile person could be the main reason why I go to an event, just to get FaceTime with somebody. Or maybe it's finding more leads for my business if I go to a conference where some of my leads might be hanging out. Just make sure that whatever you're trying to do at the conference, you're crystal clear on why you're going, and make sure that you identify what success looks like by attending the conference. And speaking of business conferences for videographers, as I mentioned earlier, this video is sponsored by the Yellow Print Business Conference, and this would be a great opportunity for you guys to pop in this conference and learn from a bunch of other people in the industry. I had the privilege of being one of the keynote speakers at the event, and it's going to be held in Atlanta, Georgia at the end of July, at the date below here. And I think it's going to be a really fun time. So if you're a videographer or photographer looking for a high impact conference that can make you propel your business forward and make more money, this could be the conference for you. There's going to be keynote sessions and workshop sessions talking about all things social media, how to market yourself, how to charge more for your work and double your rates, how to grow a team, how to start a studio physical location business and have other people renting your space out or charging people to use your space, and a ton of other helpful high impact lessons and workshops just like that. So if you're interested in learning more about it, all the different workshop sessions and the topics that they're covering, make sure to click the link in my description box below. It's going to be the first one on the top line there, and sign up if you're interested. And if you're seeing this after the fact, I'm sure there's going to be future ones in the future, so I'll try and keep that link updated as well. Next is Mentorship. The next resource is Mentorship. This is essentially hiring somebody who is further along in their journey than you are to learn more things on a one-to-one coaching call basis and fast track your success by growth hacking what other people have done. This resource is something that I kind of wish I would have done personally at a younger age, because when I was younger, I felt like I was on an island all by myself trying to figure out how to turn this video thing into a business. And how to get clients and which software to use and how to hire a team and use contracts and all that type of stuff. But I feel like if I would have had a mentor personally that I had hired for even a 3-month, 6-month, or a year timeline, I probably could have doubled or tripled that speed that I was going to get to full-time faster, because it took me personally about 5 years before I went full-time, or if I would have hired somebody to show me the way, I probably could have done it faster. Now, mentorship is a great option if you can find somebody that has been doing active mentorship for a while that is exactly where you'd like to be in your business. So that is like the 2 criteria that I look for. So there are quite a few videographers out there that are offering mentorship. There are some that I follow online personally that I know are doing it, like Gordon Lee with Lee Visuals in Phoenix, Jacob Owens from the Buff Nerds, and Landon By The Way out in Utah. So if any of those 3 are near you or people that you aspire to be, those could be people you can check out as well. My biggest advice for people looking for mentorship though is look for mentorship that is from somebody that knows the secret sauce of exactly where you want to be in your career. So if you want to emulate some of the steps that they took to get there and kind of copy and paste that process, that's the person you want to hire to be your mentor. The fun thing about mentorship is though that if you find somebody that fits that profile, that's done what you want to do, you can always just ask them directly and say, hey, would you be interested in being a mentor for me? I'd be willing to pay you a monthly fee or an hourly rate to jump on video calls with me and just talk through some of the questions that I have. If you're gonna do that route, make sure that you've outlined some of the goals that you want to achieve and some of the things that you'd like to learn specifically from them so that they can tailor your experience for you and make sure that you're paying for some good value from them. Now, me personally, I've been doing business mentorships for clients, helping them with their marketing. I've also helped people that are college students in the early start of their videography career, just for one-off mentorship here and there that they have a bunch of questions they want to ask me in a short time period. But with agreements I've done in the past, we would do like a weekly or monthly check-in, just see how they're doing and try to push them further to those goals that they try to outline. So if you want to grow an agency of 100 or more employees, hire somebody that is doing that currently. If you want to shoot Hollywood films, make sure that you're hiring a producer or a DP that works in Hollywood that's doing those things. It's always the blind leading the blind confusion there. So make sure that if you're hiring anybody for mentorship, that they have done the things that you want to do, so you're making sure you're getting your money's worth. So my suggestion is do your due diligence for anybody that you're considering hiring to make sure that they're legit and they're doing exactly what you want to do, or they have followed a path that you would like to emulate in your own career. So the biggest benefit of hiring a mentor is that it's the hyper speed of which you can achieve success. If you find the right somebody out there that has done exactly what you want to do, it makes it really, really easy to emulate some of the things that they are doing currently because you know it has worked for somebody else in the past. Now, it's not as simple as copying and pasting everything they've done, but you can get the bigger picture and the best ideas right away. The biggest downside is going to be finding that somebody that has already done something that you want to do. They're also doing mentorship and they have experience with it, so they're not wasting your time. And that it's somebody that is willing to take you on at the current time. Typically, mentorship could be the higher price things out there because you're asking somebody that has achieved success to tell you exactly how to do it. But again, if you find somebody that's already done the things that you want to do and they're willing to take the time to give you that time and show you how to do it, it's going to be worth your time. Those high value things can really be helpful for you because you can learn directly from the source and you can go a lot faster in your process. So if they're going to charge you $100 an hour or $500 an hour or $1,000 a day for mentorship, if you can realistically think that their knowledge will get you to replace that money in terms of ROI for your business, it's going to be worth it. The last resource that you have at your disposal is you. I get so many comments from people on my YouTube channel or students in my programs or people that I meet out in public that think if they simply just buy something like a book, conference ticket, online course, or something like that, that it's magically gonna make their dreams come true and their business is just gonna pop out of the ground like a freaking daisy or something. Sadly, that is not the case, and whichever route that you decide to go, you need to make sure that you're 100% committed to that choice. And when you're 100% committed to that choice, that you're ready to learn and improve every single day. Even if you're doing YouTube research and blog research, which is free, you're gonna be wasting your time instead of money. So don't look at it as fun entertainment where you're browsing around. Get very serious, get out a pen and paper, and start taking notes on the things that you're learning in the videos or the things that you're reading in the blogs. The thing that most people won't tell you is that you are the secret sauce, and that component is never going to make this any different. You are the secret sauce that is going to make this go. If you approach this with intentionality, whether you're going to a conference or you're buying into an online course or buying a book or anything, make sure that you're trying to learn as much as you can, learn fast, and get yourself where you want to go faster if you're focused on those goals. Your mentors are not going to run your business for you. The people who create courses that you buy or the YouTube videos that you watch are not going to do the work for you. Absorb the information, learn it, and execute. You have to put the work in to seek out that information that you're going to use to propel your business forward and change your life. So my personal biggest advice for somebody that is just starting out is to get all the free information that you can do, get some research around paid opportunities while you're doing that research, and find things that you think are going to move you the furthest, the fastest. For some of you watching, that could be an online course or a mastermind. For others, it could be hiring a high-level mentor to work directly with you. And for others, it could be attending a conference or a workshop to get more clarity on what you're trying to learn. But no matter what your choice is, just make sure that the direction that you're trying to move is forward and not backward. Quit leaving skeptical comments on YouTube videos or wasting hours on blogs looking around at information and not actually doing anything. Take the nuggets of info that you need to get where you want to be, and I promise you, you'll be in a much better place 12 months from now. So again, if you're inspired or interested from this video, make sure to join us at the Yellow Print Conference in July of 2020, and make sure to go to the first link in the description box of my video here to snag tickets while they're still available. This is going to be a great conference to kick off the summer of 2022, get some great insight, connect with other videographers and photographers, and learn how you can create more value with your business. The most important value from going to a conference like this, in my opinion, is the networking and connecting with other videographers in the industry. So if you're on the fence about it, make sure to click the link below and learn everything that's going on in the details below. So if you want to get into weddings, you might find somebody in the conference that is doing 30 or more weddings in a year, or they're making $500,000 a year shooting weddings, and that could be somebody that you want to learn from. The same can be said for any other industry like music videos or fitness or corporate work. Whatever type of industry you're wanting to get into, you can meet other people like that at this conference. Thanks again for watching. My name is Ryan Snod, it rhymes with odd, and we'll check you in the next video. Peace.